As the country reels following two mass shootings this weekend, police are looking for a motive, and they're focusing on the El Paso shooter's so-called manifesto, and specifically on that fringe forum called 8chan, on which the manifesto was first posted. Now, this is the third mass shooter to post on that site, 8chan, before attacking the shooters in the Christchurch, New Zealand mosque shootings and the California synagogue shootings, also posted there. Joining us is cybersecurity expert Morgan Wright to tell us more about what could, if anything, had been done. Now, Morgan, Cloudflare is the site that hosted 8chan. Right. They shut down the 8chan forum for now, but what more can be done to regulate these smaller sites that are out there? Yeah,
David, this is the question that is going to take, it's not a technical question. This is a political question and a policy question. As fast as you take 8chan down, something else will pop up, and it'll become the site for that. And you take that site down, it's whack-a-mole out on the internet. Why? Because the internet is open and available to everybody. What we've got to get back to doing is saying, is there a way to preemptively, or through either one, using intelligence and information that you develop these shooters like in Parkland? Remember, tips were received on the Parkland shooter. It just got lost in the haze and wasn't delivered. So how do we do this in near real time? How do we use artificial intelligence? But it's going to be very tough. You know why? Because people will then quit posting and wait till afterwards and post it. So, David, this is probably one of the toughest questions I've ever seen my friends in law enforcement and intelligence handle, and there is no easy answer to this.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder, rather than thinking about this in terms of censoring or pre-censoring speech, other than proximate threats, right? I'm not sure we would want to empower any regulatory agency to be able to take stuff down, even if it's a hateful expression of a manifesto. You know, we have a long tradition in the United States of defending speech that we find abhorrent, and I don't know where you would even draw the line unless it's very clearly someone saying, I am going to do X, and people are going to die. We do not protect that kind of speech, but how would you even draw the line?
I think you hit upon a great question, and this is where maybe we start looking at the use of artificial intelligence and a common set of indicators that says, look, we have a terrorist watch list. We have anti-money laundering list. We have lists of where if you do certain things, you get on there. Well, if we get to the point, and the FBI actually is in the process right now of releasing a proposal to do exactly that, how do we get real-time or near real-time information on social media so we can look at it for terrorism, for crimes in progress? But I agree with you. The last thing we want is some agency telling you what to say as opposed to what you said is criminal. Now let's respond to that as quickly as we can.
So, Morgan, what really is criminal possibly is an actual threat. I mean, if people gather together and threaten some group or some institution, that is something you can go to jail for, I believe. I mean, isn't it time for maybe the regulators or the legislators to come up with laws that make the internet sort of comparable in terms of legality? Because that seems to be missing.
Yeah, you know, I spent 18 years in law enforcement, did a lot of work with the intelligence community. It would be great if things came with a red flashing light that says, hey, I'm about to commit a crime. Here's where I'm located. Here's what I'm going to do. This is fundamentally a policy question. Once you figure out the policy, how do we use technology to really accelerate the implementation of that policy? But I agree with you. It's got to be a law. It's got to be a regulation. It cannot be a whim of a company, of a Facebook, of a Twitter, of a YouTube that arbitrarily decides what's free speech or not. That's a government responsibility.
Morgan, the whole day today, Morgan, we were hearing one side say video games bad, the other side said video games doesn't cause anything. All I know is I've watched a couple of my godsons play some games and I could not believe what I was seeing. Where do you come down on that, and where do you think government comes down on that, and where do you think government's going to go headed with that?
Look, you know, when I first started in law enforcement, you know, 1982, dating myself, I mean, the worst kind of games online were little airplane games and stuff, and I played those things too. Duck, you know, the duck game, you shoot the duck, Mike Tyson boxing. We have come far from that to where it's so realistic. We've now desensitized an entire generation of people to say, shooting something, pulling the trigger, there's less affect to that. We don't socially feel that. I'll tell you what, if Hollywood wants to make a statement, quit being in movies then that glorify violence, that glorify the killing of people, have all these stars quit taking roles and start making other movies. But the reason they do it, it's unfortunate. Why? Because it still sells.
Morgan, thank you for joining us. One thing that local law enforcement officials have said before, I've heard here on this show, is that the last mile is missing right now. You know, you don't have the information to the local precincts that you have from the FBI and from the Central Intelligence Agency and things like that. How do you address that? And is that as important as what we've heard from certain law enforcement officials?
It absolutely is. I will tell you, Chief Rich Beal in Dayton has been a longtime friend of mine. He and I sat on the Community Police Committee for the Chiefs of Police. He has got one of the best relationships with the community that you could find anywhere. And that last mile, it's what Sir Robert Peel said when he invented the London Metropolitan Police. The police are the public and the public are the police. We're all in this together. That last mile isn't about technology, it's about policy. It's about communities being a community and working together. And when there is something out of whack in your community, it's having the faith in your law enforcement to report that, knowing that they'll use it judiciously and correctly. We don't want this to be an overarching, censorship and a 1984 thing, but we've got to do a better job of sharing information between the public and the police to identify these threats sooner rather than later.
Well, I wish we could convince Hollywood that we're all in it together, because apparently they didn't get the message yet. Morgan Wright, you're the best. Thank you very much for being here. Appreciate it.
You bet, David.